Live from Phoenix International Speedway. Really excited to bring you BNR Xfinity Series tonight. It's going to be a really good race. I'm Terry Gabbard. Tommy, I'm sorry, COT Tommy on the call with me tonight. Tommy, it's going to be a great night of racing. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I got the Xfinity cars here, a new series to us. We're looking forward to some really good racing. Phoenix, new track. First time I've seen these Xfinity cars at the new Phoenix Raceway. So really excited to get things going here as we got qualifying starting now.
Yeah, qualifying underway already. The first laps have been laid down. Steve Baker, the points leader and the winner of the last three races. He is absolutely dominating this series, Tommy. He clocks in at 27.5, and he is going to be at the top of the board for now. But a lot of competition here, and he's going to have to really earn this next win. Tried to test some Xfinity cars here at Phoenix, Tommy. That was pretty interesting. You know, a couple weeks back, I believe we ran an Xfinity race at North Wilkesboro, and those cars were really hard to drive. It's even more difficult here tonight with this flat surface that they're dealing with.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough track. Cars are tough to drive. I'm not really 100% sure on what the tire situation here, but I know I'm sure tires will be at a premium because these, as we saw at North Wilkesboro, Xfinity cars, tire wear coming off those tires, you got to save that right rear because if you don't, you're not going to be able to put the power down and get through these long straightaways.
11 cars qualifying so far. Top time 27.548. Steve Baker's. Robert Reynolds ran a 27.596. About 5/100ths off of the leader, Aaron Jackson, who is also sitting in second place in points. He clocks in with a 27.629 or 620. I apologize. That's good enough for third place, Tommy. And so already these drivers trying to figure out what they're going to have to do. Maybe the rest of the field trying to figure out how they're going to get around these guys, get themselves up front, and put themselves in a position to win this race.
Yeah, top three, Baker, Reynolds, Jackson, Chevy, Ford, respectively. The it looks like they're about separated by a tenth of a second. So those three cars putting down some really quick laps. The field's not very far behind them, but expect them to kind of put down a couple really fast laps at the beginning of this run, at the start of the race.
One of the other things that we're going to be looking at in this race, Tommy, is that this is going to present an issue that maybe you don't see ever at any track, and that's what we call the dog leg. That dog leg is going to totally make a difference in this race. The admins in the race leg, that's fine. If you want to cut off the track, you can do that. But the guy that's on the outside, he is not expected to let you up. That could definitely cause some controversy in this race tonight.
Definitely. We've seen it in real life. We've seen it in iRacing races. It's very easy for guys to kind of get down on that dog leg there, get too far, then come back up the track abruptly and wipe someone out. Expect a lot of issue. I wouldn't say issues, but maybe incidents there in the dog leg. Um, we'll see how it goes. These guys got to kind of take it easy at the beginning of this race because 100 laps at an Xfinity cars, that's a long time. This isn't a sprint, um, but this is a pretty long race. So you got to be there at the end for to win it.
Getting excited for the start of this race. Want to make sure that we can get you the best qualifying times. It looks like Dustin German at the very last second, he's going to pass Steve Baker with a time of 27.538. He beats the 27.547 that the second place driver Steve Baker was able to get. And so he's going to start on pole. Baker's going to start on the outside. They're about to grid up, Tommy, and we're about to go racing.
Yeah, I mean, I was super excited to get things rolling here. 57 car gonna roll off first, followed by the 55, and then the 00 of Robert Reynolds.
just a few more seconds. We're going to hit the green. We're going to hit that green flag. The cars are all lined up on pace road, and so these guys are going to get ready to hit those engines. Just trying to get the cameras set up here so that I can see, Tommy, all of the best of what's going on, and we'll try to take you through the field here for BNR Xfinity Series Racing.
Going through the field here, Dustin Germain, 57 car, going to be starting on pole, like we said. Steven Baker, who has dominated the season, 3 wins in the first 3 races as we enter the 4th round here at Phoenix. He's got a commanding point lead right now. Let's see if he could keep it. 3rd spot will be Robert Reynolds in the 00, followed by Aaron Jackson in the 12. The 12 Ford, Ashland, Ohio. Starting 5th and rounding out the top 5, Ricky Udding, Chevrolet, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
In that 6th position, started on the outside, is going to be that number 45 car of Daryl Wells. He's from Orlando, Florida. He's going to have to start on the outside in that 3rd row, and so he's definitely got some room that he's going to need to make up. In the 7th position, Tommy, we have the number 8 of Philip Bridgman. He's from Ontario, Canada, and so not we don't call a lot of races when we have guys that are not from out of the United States. So to be pretty cool to see these guys out on the field, Tommy.
Yeah, Ontario, Canada. This is definitely an international sport. Would love to go through the rest of the field here, but we're going green, DP.
Oh, sorry, the green flag definitely is going to fly out here at Phoenix. There's going to be a whole bunch of cars. They're going to be stacked up 2 by 2. Looks like Dustin German is going to be the control car, and we are green flag. The 55 is going to be on the outside. That 53 car on the bottom, the 00. These 3 cars have really put on a gap in the rest of the field just at the start of this race.
Yeah, like I said, these 3 cars kind of checked out there. Not to say that, oh, we got a wreck in the back. We got a wreck in the back.
Already a caution is probably going to be called on the field, and they do call that instantly. German in that 57 car. He is to the front so far. It looks like the top 3 haven't changed, but definitely some issues for the rest of the field who was in that caution.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not get to see who that was that was involved in that accident. We have a lot of cars here. We have 28 cars that are part of this race tonight. Um, you know, being kind of a new broadcaster, you don't get to see very many of you. You can notice cars from pretty far deep like that. So definitely going to try to figure out who that was. Cars are already coming down pit road here. They must have gotten damage from that incident because I don't see why you would come down pit road after a half a lap of caution on your tires, but here they are.
Sorry about that. Mike on mute I'm sorry, the number 83 had an issue earlier in the season, and he was going to serve a drive-through penalty. That's going to be good news for him with the quick race caution. Still unable to figure out who was the issue there, Tommy. It looks like you may have the caution calls there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's showing up, unfortunately. We'll have to check back with that later. But yeah, unfortunate break for some of the guys further back in the pack. I think the first half of this race, you just kind of want to survive. There's no stages here. There's no stage breaks, so very tough for you to get back onto the lead lap. Uh, when you're running in a stage break, with stage breaks, you could kind of time it out to where you can get either a free pass or a wave around when many of the other cars pit. But when you have an incident when you have an incident this early and then there's no stage breaks to kind of get your laps back, it makes it very difficult.
Absolutely. So these guys are going to reset. Tommy, we're going to reset. The cars have not gone single or double file yet. And so we will have the opportunity to take a quick break. We appreciate you for listening in to the ARCS Racing Network. Want to give you a little taste of what we have to come. Green flag about to come out. Dustin German still in the lead. Steve Baker, the points leader, he's going to be on the outside double file, and the green flag is out. A much better restart for these drivers than they had on that first stint, and so the 53 able to get underneath of the 55, but the 55 is not done yet. They are going to be bumper to bumper coming into the backstretch, Tommy.
Yeah, top three cars, not really. Well, they are kind of getting away. At least the front two are. The third car is kind of still back there in that hornet's nest. But this 57 and 55 are definitely showing why they qualified on P1 and P2. Both really good cars, really good looking cars at that. As it's really cool to see these guys go down and use that entire dog leg DP.
Aaron Jackson now falling into that fourth place position. Robert Williams up to third. Steve Baker still in second. And German still running the pole position and still leading every lap of this race. He's trying to do everything that he can to keep Baker behind him. And now they're battling for third place side by side. Reynolds and Jackson. It looks like that car is going to take the underneath. The 00 going to fall back to the fourth place position.
That 12 car looking very strong. Great pass on that 00. Looks like he's trying to hunt down these leaders from a little bit further back. We'll see if he can do anything here in the next couple laps.
Good racing so far that we're seeing, Tommy, and we're just a few laps into the race, and you can see already these drivers trying to make it to the end. We see single file racing, and it's really easy to see this really nice, clean single file racing at the beginning of the race, but very shortly this is going to turn into a bloodbath when these guys realize that they have a chance to win this race. And so you got to have a car that's going to make it to the end. That's what these guys are trying to do so far here at Phoenix.
Definitely, these guys. The Phoenix is a unique track where it's not big enough to really be considered a short track like Bristol or Martinsville, but there's definitely plenty of opportunity to lay the bumper and move someone out of the way. And I expect to see that as we get closer towards the maybe not the end of the race, but as the race progresses here, I could see guys getting a little bit frustrated and moving guys out of the way. But so far, so good. A lot of good, clean racing.
Want to give a shout out to all the guys that are watching the stream, guys. We appreciate you. We appreciate the support, and definitely some things for this broadcast that we want to get fixed. We want to get straightened out, and we are going to work on that and make sure that it's the best that it possibly can be. And right now, these guys are putting on the best race that it possibly can be. These Xfinity cars, Tommy, I kind of talked about it a little bit pre-race. They're extremely hard to drive. These cars will get out from underneath of you quicker than you can realize. These guys doing a very good job of keeping the tires underneath of them, which is the first part of dealing with this. Obviously, the second part is making those passes and getting that win.
Most definitely, these cars. I haven't seen many guys getting loose coming off the corner, which, like we said earlier, last week we were doing Xfinity at North Wilkesboro, and you saw a lot of guys getting loose coming off the corner, burning up that right rear. I don't see that, at least not from these top guys. Maybe that's why they're kind of checking out from the field. They have a real good handle on their car, and they're putting down some really good laps.
Yeah, you're seeing these top five drivers. They are absolutely taking off from the field. The 53, the 55, the 12, the 00, and that number 26 car, Brian Beach. They're doing everything they can. And that really makes your race a lot better, Tommy. This is kind of one of those things that as a driver you love to see. If we can stay green and if I can stay close with this guy, I'm going to make my race just about this guy or these couple of guys. If we start racing right now and we keep the field really packed together, then we're going to have to deal with all these drivers when we start racing each other. So, a tribute to these top five drivers who are really doing what they can to kind of stay close, but keep their speeds as fast as they can to try to pull away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, that 57 car looks stout. Doesn't even look like he's really pushing that car right now. 55 car is staying within striking distance, but the 57 definitely looks like he's a bit comfortable there. Running a really good line. You notice that these guys aren't, at least the top five cars, they're not using that dog leg like they were at the beginning of the restart, right after the restart. I'm sorry. And you know that kind of goes to them taking care of their cars. You go down onto that dog leg and you're sliding the right rear tire, you're sliding the rear tires, and you know you'll waste you'll heat up those rear tires and you'll kind of the car will go away as the stint goes on. So these guys doing a real nice job and able to check out from the sixth place car here.
Yeah, want to check back on that battle for fourth place. It looks like the the 00 kind of gave that spot up there. It looks like to the 26. He's going to be in the fourth place position. The caution is going
Caution
to
is
be
out.
out.
Trying to find out who that was. Looks like it was the 45 car of Darrell Wells having an issue there. Bit
Yeah, and that's
crunched
just
up. Oh, sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
so, so no, you're fine. I was just gonna say, that's really unfortunate. You have a clean race like you're having, and you're just praying that you're not the guy that's involved in that thing that's gonna cause the caution that you need. And we kind of run into this thing as drivers, like we need a caution, okay? But I don't want to be the one that's involved in that caution. And so that really stinks for that driver. He's going to try to get it back together. Of course, these drivers are going to have, I think, three fast repairs. And so that's really good to know that they have an opportunity. It really stinks when you got to tow at such a short track like Phoenix, but a lot of laps still remaining here in this race, Tommy. It's going to be, they're going to cross the line. They're going to cross the line. They're going to have about 20 laps in the race. So we'll cross the line with about 80 laps to go. Still a lot of time so far. The 57 of Dustin German, he has been all out front tonight.
Yeah, 57 car looks great. Unfortunate for some of those guys getting caught up in that wreck. Anytime you use a tow, you have to use a tow at a short track. Very tough to make up those laps. Hopefully he's got a fast repair left and he can get back into the race, but not looking good for that 45 car. And we got some takers coming down pit road. Not many, though. It looks like it's a little bit too early into this race to actually have the leaders pit. But it's going to be interesting now because the leaders have definitely, the reason why they are the leaders is because they have a little bit better car, at least early on in the run. But now the guys behind them from about, I would say, 12th on back, seem to have the fresher tires. So we'll, this restart's going to be very interesting here.
Yeah, going to take a few minutes here before the green flag goes. Want to give a shout out to Buck in Art, who's in the chat, who says, go number 8. And so we want to make sure that we can check on his favorite driver. I had him highlighted, Tommy, and it just kind of went away. So I'm trying to find him again. Philip Bridgman running in the 6th place position, just outside of the top 5, Tommy. We saw those drivers, those top 5 drivers, they kind of pulled away from the rest of the field. And sometimes that's really beneficial if you can get out front and get away quickly. Sometimes when you're dealing with traffic and you're dealing with the air that they create, it's really hard to get away.
Definitely, dirty air is huge in racing, whether it be at a short track or a mile and a half. It definitely plays a big part. We're going to go green here, but Philip Bridgman working his way up to 6th in that beautiful A car.
Double file as we cross the line. 79 laps to go here in the Xfinity race for BNR here at Phoenix, the 57 of Dustin German. He is going to lead the field to green. He's going to be in complete control. A really long pace lap or pace section after you get the pace car to go down pit lane, and he is off. The 57 is going to take the lead. The 53 of Steve Baker, he still remains in second. Brian Beach and Aaron Jackson, they are going to complete the top 4 in the chase for the lead here at Phoenix.
Great restart for that 57 car. 55 just falling in line. You got to think, is that 55 car saving anything? Or maybe he's just saying, you know, I've won the last 3 races. I got a nice points lead. Let me keep the car together and be there at the end and then see if I can make it 4 in a row. But, you know, he's got his hands full with that 57 car. It looks like he's just a tick faster, especially on those long runs. We'll see when he comes down pit road in the next caution if he can make any adjustments to make that car a little bit better.
77 here to go here at Phoenix, and it's been all Dustin German. The 55 is right there, ready to pounce. The 26, the 12, and the 00, they're going to make up the top 5. It looks like the 8 of Bridgman, he is going to face a challenge from the 7th place position, Jacob Carter. It looks like that number 9 car is going to be underneath the 8, trying to make the pass there for 5th place.
Yeah, number 9 car, beautiful Monster Energy inspired paint scheme there, going low on the 8 car. Looks like he'll get that position. He's one of our biggest movers here. He's up 17 positions from the start of this race. Good job. He's doing a great job keeping that nose clean. He's, you know, worked his way all the way up through this field. I think he started pretty much shotgun on the field. So kudos to him, and definitely a guy to watch as this race progresses here.
Absolutely, and we continue to watch that driver who has made his way into the 6th place position and starts to put his sights on the on the 00 of Robert Reynolds. Back up to the front, though, Tommy, they're really working together, living in a symbiotic relationship. It looks like there's a toss-up back towards the back, and you're seeing it really well, Tommy. You're seeing all those drivers all around the track trying to battle for every position they can get around 8th on back, but it looks like the top 5 remain single file. That's going to do nothing but benefit them.
Yeah, these guys are really battling hard back here. I just wanted to highlight the 66 and the 98 car. These are 2 cars that came down on the last caution, lap 18. I believe they took 4 tires. I'm not 100% sure about that, but they did come down on lap 18. So they have the freshest tires in the field and are the closest to the front. They're in 7th and 8th respectively. That's Nathan Bogarts in the 66 and Samuel Harrell in the 98.
Tommy, I want to pull you back up to the front because a change has taken place. The 55 of Steve Baker goes underneath the 57 of Dustin German. He is going to take the lead. The 26 of Brian Beach, he's still there just watching these drivers fight for it, but the 55 is your new leader at Phoenix. Still a whole bunch of laps to go.
No surprise to anybody watching at home. The guy who's won 3 races in a row is now leading here at Phoenix. I guess he heard me talk about him and talk about how the 57 car looked to seem to have a little bit more speed than him, and he said, "Hold my beer," and just moved right to the front. So as now he's starting to put a little bit of distance between him and that 57 car.
Yeah, we see the 55 take the lead. The 57 runs second. The 26 running third. Aaron Jackson running fourth. Want to try to catch up with the fifth place driver. Looks like a newcomer here to the top five. Running that number 14 is Jerry West. And so a shakeup here in this top five. He's got his highest spot of the night. He's looking to make a move here now on the 12 of Aaron Jackson.
Jerry West from Louisville, Kentucky, in that 14 Chevrolet, having a good run here. He has moved up 11 positions since the start of the race, so not as much as our biggest mover, Jacob Carter, but definitely up there. Qualified, I believe, 16th, and now running in the top five, going for fourth. Great charge for him, and let's see if he could do something by the end of this race.
Yeah, definitely not from my hometown, but I have some family from Louisville, Kentucky that used to live down there. And so shout out to that 14. Definitely, if you're trying to be biased or have a favorite, this is your one, and you're seeing him make moves. The 14 underneath the 12 for fifth, and underneath the 26 for third now. We talk about moving up in the field. Now he sets his sights on the 55 of German, and the 55 is fading fast now.
Yeah, that keep an eye on that There's a reason why I still have the camera on that 14 car, and that's because he's running the fastest laps on the track. He ran 3/10 faster than the leaders on that lap and 4/10 faster than the 57 car. So I don't know, maybe it was just that the top two cars were really battling there, but keep an eye on this 14 car. He's on the move for sure.
That lap 3/10 faster than the 55, and he is right to the bumper. Now, Tommy, you know as good as I do that sometimes getting to the guy is easier than passing them, but not for the 14. Jerry West up into second place. One more driver, the 55 of Steve Baker. That 14 is on the move.
He's on rails right now, and I bet that 55 car knows it. That 55 car seemed to go down onto use the dog leg there a little bit, maybe trying to get a little bit more speed, trying to check out because he sees this 14 car getting a little bit bigger in his mirror. He sees him making these passes. So, we're going to have a battle for the lead here real quick.
Battle for the lead coming up. Want to talk a little bit about BNR and their Xfinity series and what they're doing in other parts. We know that they're running a Cup series and a Truck series. Want to give a shout out to Signature Esports. If you're not following them, you need to. You need to see everything that BNR has to offer. We kind of found out a little bit pre race that these guys came from Heat 5 as well. And so it's good to see that we still have some other guys outside of the ARCS community. They're doing the same things that we have been doing. And it's definitely good to have them on iRacing, especially when we're seeing such the race that this is unfolding to be.
Oh, you just took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, to come from Heat, to come from console racing, as we heard earlier in this race, the majority of these guys came over in that transition. And to see them put on such a good show, such a clean race so far, I mean, we've had some incidents, but really not much at all, is just an awesome sight to see. Like DP said, you can find the Saturday races, which are the Cup Series races, on Signature Esports. They have a Twitch, a YouTube, and a Facebook, and that'll be the same time as this race, 8:50 Eastern, but just on Saturdays, and they run the Cup Series.
Yeah, excited to see what that's all about. Excited to see what the rest of this Xfinity season is going to bring to us. I know that right now we're seeing a great race. Not quite sure what happened with the 14 of Jerry West and his qualifying time, but that driver belonged up front. We see Steve Baker. He's in that 55 car. He remains your leader, and he's starting to catch up to some lap traffic. A slow driver here on the track. And we know that with these tracks, like Phoenix, that could make a major issue. Running at 25th, that number 77 of Robert Amaral, he's going to be trying to race to keep his lap, but right now the leaders are carrying a lot more speed.
Yes, that 77 car has every right to fight for that position, but gives up the position. He gives up plenty of track to the 55 car and doesn't really slow him down.